What is going on, guys? It's GLG Ryan back at it again with a new deck profile, and this one is going to be covering one of my old-time favorites. I have the pre-release version of this card because I think he's so cool. I think he's dope in the anime, he's dope in the manga, he's dope everywhere. Crocodile, Blue Leader, I think he's fun. I think he's still viable. I don't think he's as dead as people might think he is, especially with this new package that came in 09 with these 7 Crocs. But without further ado, let me go over this deck for you. So we got Crocodile. This guy, when you -4 Dawn, it's pretty costly. You can return a 5 or less to the owner's hand. Good for endgame situations, and to keep yourself in a pretty safe position to where people can't quite swing into you as easily. So that's a neat ability, but it is pretty costly with the -4 Dawn. That's kind of a common concept of earlier abilities. It's much more costly than it is now, where everything's mostly free, to be honest with you. But following that, we have this EBO1 card, Mr. Dazbones, one of the better cards in the set, just because it is a 6k body, 5 power. 5 cost, 6k body. Draw 2, trash 1 card from your hand when you play him out, and then he's got plus 1000 power for every 2 events in your trash. So really good if you run a lot of events, which we do here, and that's the whole point of this deck, is to run a lot of events so that you can do this. I might even up this Sanji's Pilaf to 3 right now in front of you guys. The reason being is it's really good. As a trigger, as well as a second turn card. So you always want to go first, is the idea here. We got 9 Mihawks. The Mihawks, they bottom deck 7 or less, pretty good. You can shuffle them out if you don't really need them with this guy, so it's useful. You can use them as a Gun Rain target. Whatever you really want to do here. It's not critical to have these, but I think they're pretty useful when you're going against bodies that include like your purple Luffy's, or your Shanks that run the Ben Beckmans, your Purple Luffy's that runs the Use Kid, maybe your Utas that run the 7 Luffy's, a lot of Luffy's. But following that, we have our blockers, which is Missile Sunday, 3-drop blocker on KO. Baroque Works, you can add an event from your trash to your hand, which is really good for a little cycle, I like to call it, which is the first turn, we go Croc. If you have Missile Sunday and a Dazbones lined up, you go Missile Sunday on the 3rd turn if you think they can't KO it on that next turn, and then you Dazbones on the 3rd turn, you trash an event, and then you use that blocker to get that event back into your hand. So you're basically just using Dazbones to really just draw 2 cards if you think about it. Following that, we got our 2Ks, Bon Clay, and Crocodile. These are all Baroque Works, and the reason why they're all Baroque Works is because we want to search them out. We want to search out the Baroque Works. The only other one that I'd consider putting in would be that 2-cost event. I can't remember her name, but she allows you to, on your opponent's turn, if they use an event, or on your turn when your opponent uses an event, they have to bottom deck a card. I think that's really good if you go like going up against a Nami, but that'd be like the only other situation. Following that, we have our 3 10-drop Kaidos. This is just good for a big card at the end when you're trying to get some card draw when they're at 3 or less life. So this idea of this deck is just to constantly have card draw, so that you're just really like healthy and you're sitting at a constant high card count in hand, because the card count in your hand does kind of equate to your life as well, because if you don't have the cards in hand, you're not going to be able to protect your life. Following that, we have our new and improved Crocodile. So this is our 7-drop. This guy allows you to play out any cross-skilled or Baroque Works that has a 5 or less from your hand, which means these Dazbones and these Dazbones are now targets, as well as Missile Sunday if you really want to, even the Bon Clay. But your real targets are going to be this Dazbones, and then maybe this Dazbones if you don't see this one. So this is really good for getting a quick pace to your deck now, as opposed to all the other decks that just like, like Jinbei and stuff. This used to be like a 7 Warlords build, but now it's the Baroque Works, because I like Baroque Works better personally. But the 7 Warlords build was the common build because you were able to turbo out quicker, faster, and this one allows you to turbo out not as fast, but bigger, that's for sure. So it's nice in that sense. Then we just have the vanilla Dazbones that we can turbo out based off of this Croc. Following that, we have our Searcher, which is our Mr. Galindo. This searches out Baroque Works or Cross Guild. We are running Baroque Works. We don't really run any Cross Guild in here, specifically just because we want the Baroque Works package only, just because I like things to be consistent. No other reason, really. But it's a good searcher. Let's search top 4 cards of your deck. It's like a great free cross guild searcher. Not free, you gotta spend 1 Dawn to do so, but it's better than the event that you used to have to play. Now you actually get a counter with it. Following that, we got 4 Gum Gum Rains. The business behind that is just because we want more events that allow us to trash stuff to get into our allow us to trash basically events. This is great for trashing other events because then you're trashing 2 events at once, immediately boosting this guy. So Gum Gum Rain is great for that. Following that, we've got our Sanji's Pilaf. That's to draw 2 cards, as I told you. If you don't see Miss All Sunday on your second turn, which would be your 3 Dawn, you just play this out, draw more cards. All you want is card draw at that point in time. Following that, we have our Red Rocks. Just 2 of them, because you don't want to overkill yourself with Red Rocks, because you don't see it too often where you need it, but when you need it for sure. But you have a lot of card draw on this deck, so a lot of the times you will end up seeing a Red Rock regardless. And to follow that up, we have our Gravity Blade. Staple in the deck, always is a staple. Gets rid of 2 6 or lesses at 7, cost of 7 Dawn. It's really, really good, really strong. And it's really powerful if you're on your 7 Dawn turn and somebody's already ahead of you by X amount of bodies. Maybe it's a Dofi or whatever. And you need to clear up that board, and you've already got a Dazbone established. Let's just clear the board out a little bit. Maybe drop a Mihawk next turn, follow it up with a Kaido. Whatever you may do, there's always other options. So I think that's a really good play. There's also the play of Gravity Blade at your 10 Dawn turn, followed up with Missile Sunday to grab that Gravity Blade back. So that's basically the Croc deck. How it runs is, you want to go first. You grab out your Galindo. You hope to see Dazbones and Crocodile, so that on your 5 Dawn turn you can Dazbones, or on your 7 Dawn turn you can Crocodile into Dazbones. And then you are just off to the races by that point in time, and you're just clearing out their board the whole time, bottom decking things, and then trying to get yourself in a better, more advantageous position to just swing for game by having such a boosted up Dazbones, maybe having the Mihawk on field, maybe even just having Kaido, so you just keep yourself alive by having the card draw. So that's the idea, and now we're going to go into some actual games. Alright, so we're going to be going against a Structure 14 Black Luffy. Yet to see him in a while. Chose for us to go first. Really good for our curve, especially since we've got this Missile Sunday followed up by the Dazbones. I don't think this Luffy has anything that KOs on turn 3. on turn 2, so I'm going to play out this All Sunday, and then I'm going to play out the Dazbones following that to do that trash grab sort of thing that I was telling you about in the deck profile. But the concept here is that if this sticks, which I'm kind of hoping it will, I'll play out this 5-drop, and then I will trash, let's say, the Red Rock, and then I will use this to block and grab that Red Rock back. And that way I'm drawing 2, trashing 1, but kind of getting just a draw 2 effect off of it because of this Missile Sunday's ability to grab events out of the trash. Now they could do something really extreme like Ice Age, and yeah, okay, that's more reasonable. We'll take that. We're not going to counter out of a 9 swing. That's just, we're not even counter out of a 5 really. If they, we would have countered out of 5. We weren't going to counter out of like a 7 or anything like that. So we're going to draw 2, trash the or just the Red Rock for right now, just in case, because we don't know, maybe something happens where they trash this person and then we can't get it out of trash. I'd rather have that in a position where I can keep the Gravity Blade in hand. But I like the Gravity Blade. I think it's better for this matchup. Really good for black matchups because they want stuff in their trash, and I want stuff in... yeah, so there's your Ice Age, followed by this Kobe. Okay, that's interesting. So we're going to... I just keep this Missile Sunday on field, honestly. Just go like that. Because we could still do the same sort of thing. I mean, this Kobe dies. We can swing with Missile Sunday. Let's see if they give us a card. If they do, great. If they don't, oh well. You know, it's not too big of a deal. Kobe dies. We go 5. Then we 7 Dazbones. And we're looking pretty good. We're looking pretty strong right now. I don't know what their game plan is for the next turn. I think that was a little strong of a play to try to get rid of that Dazbone so fast with the Kobe and the Ice Age. Especially since I had so many cards in hand. I like the idea though because it keeps them low. But I don't know if Kobe is really the strongest card in the world, that Kobe specifically. Maybe the 3-drop Kobe is better. I would think it actually is because it's a higher percentage, but it just costs more because you have to trash a card out of your hand. So yeah, it's, you know, neither here nor there. But from here, if they play a Moria, uh, I don't think that was the right play in my opinion. And if they swing into this, it's really the wrong play, because I'm just going to grab out the red rock and get rid of this guy. If not, I'm just going to swing really big into this guy and get rid of him regardless. But if he swings into here, yeah, I just grab the red rock, kill that thing. Yeah, that's fine. We grab the red rock. That's really good, because we're just going to do a bunch of card draw this turn. We're not going to worry about anything else. We're going to go there, get rid of that guy. And then we'll swing a nice 7 to life. I always want to swing first, just in case. And then we'll go tap 3, draw 2 more cards. Swing 5 to life. And there we go. We got a lot of cards in hand. They have a low life size. Next turn I can do the 10, get a bunch of cards in hand, so I can count out of a lot here. They'll probably have the ability to KO this. It's only 5. But the problem is with the KOs that they've got right now, it's not looking great. I'm guessing they're running 4 of the Ice Ages, so they might even have another one as far as I'm aware. The fact that they 2K'd out tells me they don't have any 1Ks, which tells me they don't have a lot of KO potential in terms of the low end. It's probably top end stuff. So like a 10 Kuzan here could come out, and that would be actually a little detrimental. So if that happens, we might just play out our Missile Sundays, try to get the red rock back in hand and start establishing a field, rather than try to play out our Kaido, because Kaido could get removed really easy if a Kuzan hits field right now. But it's all kind of dependent upon what they do right now during their Tendon turn. I don't know if this deck went Kuzan, but I feel like Kuzan's pretty good in black. Maybe not specifically this deck. Maybe you want to run more of the Straw Hats in it, but the fact that he's not makes me think we're doing okay. So, okay, so Hina. So not exactly what I would have played out, just because I am going to be able to get rid of this one with my Gravity Blade. Oh, actually, I won't be able to, because it's a 6 or less. And it's not a... This one is not a 6 or less. Interesting. Didn't even notice that. Because it has +4 cost when you give him a Dawn, so I can't actually get rid of that one. Which is fine. I don't think I'm too worried about that one. I can't get rid of that one, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to leave that as is. And I'm just going to draw a bunch of cards. He swings in. I'm countering out. It doesn't matter to me. I'm just going to put up a big body on field. Make it really hard for him to do anything. He swings into this. It's going to be a huge misplay. But we'll see. We'll see what they do. They swing in regardless. I'm countering out no matter what. Yeah, I knew they were going to do that. I kind of had a feeling. It just felt like that was going to happen. This 9 is actually really good. Because I can get rid of the Salvo. I already have a huge hand size, so I can just build this up rather than the inverse. So I'm just going to do that. So we'll see if they counter out here. I don't... They have a lot of... So they're not going to count out of this. I don't think so. Yeah. I mean, they're down to 3 cards. I have 8 in hand, 4 life. I can use as much counter as need be to keep alive. To keep my bodies alive. Yeah, it's looking pretty desperate for this Black Luffy here. Because they got to deal with a lot. They got to deal with a lot here. They can give a Dawn to a character, but it's not going to do enough, I would say. Especially with the 9 cost on field, the 7k power, Daz Bones. They don't have enough in hand to really remove both of them. If they did, I'd be shocked. The only way they could really do that is have an Ice Age. Followed up, I guess they can do that, but that just gets rid of this guy. And yeah, that's why I'm saying I think you should really save those Ice Ages more for the end of the game. Because now they're going to try swinging in. And I'm going to counter out. I'm just going to counter out of this and put a big body on field. And then get myself going, right? Like, I can count out of as many swings as I need to here. He's at, what, 7 now? He can swing up to 8. I'll count out of that one. This one swings 7. I'll count out of that one. Build my hand right back up. We'll just go this and this. Get up to 8. And then get up to 9. And if he swings 7, count out of that one too. Oh, yeah, we'll go 2, 1. Alright, so we'll go. Let's just set him up for end game. I don't think it's worth swinging into the bodies. You can't really do a whole lot with the bodies on field. I just draw a bunch of cards, and then we move on. Alright, so we're back to full hand size, a lot of cards in hand, and we can Tenkaido again. So we're in a really good position. It's taken a while, but I think overall this deck kind of beats out this version of Black Luffy. I think there's better ways to run this Black Luffy, but this is definitely a strategy, I guess, but not one I particularly go with. We're running the Navy package. Moria's an interesting play. They're trying to block her up. I don't think that does anything for them, because I'm just going to -4 and finish out the game next turn by bouncing this back to hand. Unless, of course, they play out another blocker. Which then I couldn't do that, but I think overall, if they don't play out another blocker, it's probably game over, because a lot of people forget about this Crocodile ability. And if they do, that's a great thing. So they draw the Fukuro, so they might just play it out actually, but that means they have to trash this Hina and or Brenu, which they do, but it comes out rested. I forgot about that. So yeah, not gonna be great for them, because I'm just gonna bounce this Rebecca back and then the game's over, because they're not gonna be able to kill this thing. I'm simply just going to counter out if they try to kill it. And then yeah, I mean, I don't think that was the greatest move either. I mean, 6k is good, but if you had 4 cards in hand, you're going to be at 5. I have a 12k, a 9k, and then whatever the last 6 Dawn 11 can get me. I don't think you're getting out of that. So, yeah, that's what I thought I'd do. I'm just going to counter out. And then I'll probably just counter out of the rest of the swings to stay at 4. I'd rather just stay healthy. For whatever reason. Yeah, that's what I thought. So yeah, they give out because they kind of knew that this Rebecca was just going to get bounced back to hand. I swing 12. I mean, they had counter, but it wasn't going to be enough because they weren't going to be, like, it was a 6k body I'd be swinging into, but they have, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in hand for counter. That's not enough to get out of a 12, 9, and 11k swing. But yeah, that's against the Black Luffy. So let's move on. We're playing against a reputable Luffy player. We see an alright hand. We're going to try to get the Sanji's Peel-Off out, and then hopefully we see another Daz Bones, because we prefer to see the 5-drop 6k, because that one can start climbing in health pretty quickly. And there it is, exactly what we wanted. He's going to swing 7. We're actually going to counter out of this, because it's okay for us to counter out there. And then we're going to just play our curve, grab this, draw this, probably trash. We'll trash one of these Gum Gum Rains. We don't know if we're going to need both of them, but we might need the Gravity Blade. It all kind of depends. We'll counter out here, and then we'll probably take this one. Yeah, so it looks like they're kind of just playing similar to other Luffys, where they're just trying to ramp up as fast as possible. Fortunately for us, we have ways to get out of these things. So we're going to swing 6 into here. We're going to swing, probably just play out a Searcher. Grab out the 7. Play out another Search likely. Grab out the Daz Bones. That's the perfect combo right there. And then we'll swing 8. And then we'll play out our Missile Sunday blocker. And then we'll see what they do here. They go 7 into life. Yeah, so we're just going to go no blocker, 0 cost that, and then just boost that up. And then if they swing, they might play out a 10 cost here. Oh, 9, okay. Then we just go like that, and we just grab our 6 out. Yeah, and so from here we could go Dad's Bones, Crocodile into Dad's Bones, but I think it's better just to clear that board out and then draw a bunch of cards. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna go 2 into 1. Yeah, he dies immediately. And then we'll go, yeah, 6, get rid of that guy. And then just an 8 into 8. Then we swing another 8 into 8. And this way we're just burning cards out of their hand. It'll benefit us a lot after this turn, because if they swing not big enough to kill this guy here. Looks like they're just going to swing it probably all into this guy. Looks like they're not going to swing at all into this guy, never mind. And we're going to be able to just take this life and then draw, because it's exactly what we want to do. But here's the thing. We have a bunch of cards in hand. We can counter out next turn. I think a better option here is to go like this. Just get rid of both of these. Swing 8 and swing 8. Make them burn 2k, 2k. I think this is a better option. And then we can start getting card draw on our 10 on turn. Clearing his board is definitely... Keeping board control is arguably way better. If he burns a 2, that's fine. So it all kind of depends on what he wants to give us here. He's going to go Eustace Kid. Might just swing it all into this Dad's Bones. I would have, by this point in time, probably just started trying to clear this Dad's Bones. But he's a little behind now, because now he's at 8. And it's kind of looking like that's kind of the move he's going to go for. No, he's going to go straight to face. And I'm going to use this trigger to draw a bunch more cards. Yeah, and then this turn we can just go 9 into face. Yeah, you can gum, that's fine. I don't think we're sweating it too much. We've got a lot of counter here, so again, not too worried, and we're gonna have only more, so yeah. Looking a little rough for him right now. We have 12 cards in hand. So, and we've got more Kaidos on the way. A lot of counter here. A lot of ways to play around this. He can swing good chunks into my health, but I've got a lot of counter, so I don't think I'm too worried. So we're just going to go 2k, 2k there, and then probably just give him a 0 cost and a 10 Kaido, and then give him another 2k. And then we will go this turn, probably just 12 into this guy. He'll probably burn another Gum. He doesn't have it, so that's a bummer for him. And then we'll probably go 9 into 9. He'll burn a card. Draw more cards. Have another 12 cost on field, 12k body on field. Yeah, looking good. Looking really strong. He's gonna want to block her up next turn, because I don't think another 9 cost will save him. But the problem is, if he blockers up, we have the exact counter to that due to all this card draw that we've gotten. We are getting pretty low on cards because we've drawn so much, but I don't think it's too much of a worry, because we're not going to draw that much more going forward, unless we decide to play out 2 Dad's Bones in a row. It's kind of debatable, but he might just go 10-10 into face, and that's fine. I don't think I'm too worried about that, because I can count out at least one, if not both of those. Yeah, and then if I'm getting scared for whatever reason, we'll go counter out of that one. He might go another 10. That's fine. Again, not too worried about it. He goes 9. Might actually count out of this one too, just to keep... No, it's 10. Yeah, we'll take it. We can block her up if we really want to. The idea here is that we go probably just 7 in. So I think what his goal is to put us into the range of being KO'able by his 10 drop that he's probably gotten here. So we're going to go 12 into face. Go another 12 into face. And then I'm not going to burn it all into him, but I am going to put 9 on this guy and swing, and then I'll just 3 and 3 and put my blockers on field. Make it very hard for him to KO me and pass on that. And then I can just grab vents out of my trash, counter out with the vents, boost this guy up. Yeah, again, don't think I'm too worried here because I can counter out of all of this. So you did have the Roger. I just happen to have all of the cards necessary to end up winning. It was a close one, honestly. I forgot about Roger as a whole because I'm still kind of getting used to this set. But yeah, so he loved the Croc. He likes the cooking with Croc. I think it's pretty sick too. I think Croc is a good deck. I think it is hard when you get these Gold Rogers on field because they do counteract this, and it almost lost me the game if I didn't counter that right. So I really had to be careful on that one. So it was a good thing that I didn't mess that up. Could have really had a bad situation there. Okay, so we're going to be going into a Katakuri. This could be a difficult matchup. It really depends on what he sees in hand. If he starts seeing just Big Mom, Big Mom, Big Mom, and I'm not in a good position to counter out of things, then it's going to be a bad day. But if we can use this 3-drop to draw into a 5-drop, to then... See, we're going to take the first life, because we don't want to have... If he 5-drops us, we don't want to be able to get Etsu'd and have that 5-drop get KO'd, if we see it, of course. And if we don't, we'll just play out that one. So we did see it, so same sort of deal. We're still going to just take the first hit and move forward, letting him get a life off of us, but not be able to KO our Mr. One Daz Bones, just because we really want that to be alive. They don't have a lot of KO power early on to take care of this thing. The only thing they would have is a Raigo, and that would be the worst decision they can make as Katakuri, because you really don't want to go down that low that fast. He is going to go Banish, which is fine. I mean, we're going to take it regardless, because we got a bunch of card draw. Sucks that it's a blocker, because blockers come in all really handy. But, like I said, we have a ton of card draw, so I don't think I'm too worried about getting banished like that. The thing is, he could have the Nami, which would be really good here. But then he has to trash a card with it, which kind of sucks. He does have the Nami, so he has exactly what he needs there. I'm just going to 2k, 1k out of this one. He can only get rid of so many things at a time. I'll be able to put out my 7 cost next turn. And things will start looking up, so I don't think I'm too worried still. But it's definitely looking worse for us than it should. Positive part is that we do have a 9 play too. So if he plays out 7 Mom on the next turn, we're in a pretty good spot. Because we can just counteract that by playing out our Mihawk. So it all depends on just where he goes with this swinging here. Maybe he goes 7, 5, and then plays out the Mom. I'll probably take the cat swing, counter out of the Nami swing, and then just 9 face. That's probably what my game plan is. So let's take this one. Let's just grant him a life. That's fine. Yeah, and then we just 9 that, get it off the field. 5 in. They'll probably take it. That's probably their best bet here. I think they're thinking about countering out. So you always swing with the 5 first, just in case this is like a Onami trigger or something, or maybe just a regular Nami trigger. And if it is, then it would KO that 5, and we don't want that to happen. So they kept the Brûlée on field. I'm going to guess 10 Mom here, which is fine. We'll just counter out of the other 2 swings. and then get our own big swings going, and probably just put the Kaido down, draw some cards, get some good draw off, and really just get to turning, get our wheels moving. Because I think at this point in time, it's kind of a race against time who's going to be able to counter out of what swings. We don't have the best cards in hand, and that's why I kind of want to counter where I can and use my Kaido to refill my hand and hopefully grab some more 2Ks. Yeah, we're not going to let that go. 7 is not enough to really dissuade me to let that guy die. That's just too small of a swing. I'll let my croc go because I don't think it's going to be worth trying to get rid of it. Another 7's not going to make me want to lose it still. Let's just grant him a life again and actually just do this Mihawk turn one more time. Because if they're going to back-to-back that, then instead I'm going to back-to-back them as well. That just seems like a fair deal to me. Let's go 7 into there. 7 into there. And then we go 6 and we go 9. Yeah, if they take this and they use the beige to get rid of that, it's fine. They might block out of this one. Probably, yeah, I was about to say, if they do a body on field, that's not a good play, I would say. It's actually a really bad play. I think they're trying to just build towards their 10 mom. Again, if they 10 mom here, really not a great situation. We're looking really good. They don't have big bodies on board. They have a blocker. I might have less cards in hand, but I have 2/2Ks, which is pretty good for counter ability. And then I got my 10 drops that are definitely going to be played down next turn. So I think what's going to happen here is, depending on what he plays, whether it be the 10 mom or it be another 7 mom, if he's 7 moms, okay, goes Nami, which he'll get his card back. That's a good thing, and at least he clears somebody off the field. And then he might just swing really big into one of these bodies and try to clear my board even more, but we're still going to have some pretty hefty swings coming back at him. And I don't know what he's going to answer with. Well, so now we know what that top life is. Again, we're not letting a 7 kill a 7. That's not happening. So here the best part is that we can go 7 into life, 9 into life, 9 into life. Probably bounce this cat back to hand. He might just start blocking here, which is definitely what you want to do by this point in time. Okay. We'll go 9 into life, see what they go here. Yeah. So, yeah, that was the thing. I don't know if they had this 10 mom the whole time. If they did, I think they were smart not to play it, because I think they knew that they weren't in a great position to start playing out 10 mom, because if they play 10 mom, that's their turn, and I'm going to counter out, and then the next turn, probably going to come back really hard. So overall, I think they played it pretty well for what they saw. I don't think this was a bad matchup at all. I think they just got unlucky at the fact that their 7 Linlins got answered so quickly with my Mihawks. Alright, so to start, as you can see, I finally got a webcam, so you can actually see me now. But the main focus here is our guy Crocodile here. He is our deck profile that we showcased, and I think he still has a lot of potential. I think with this new card, Crocodile, the 7-drop that allows you to play out more of the Baroque Work package, I think Baroque Work package is getting stronger and stronger, and I think as they release more cards for it, Croc will slowly trickle back into at least being like the B tier meta. I don't think he'll ever top out in a long time. It'll take a couple sets before that ever happens again. But I think he can definitely hold up in today's meta. I don't think he's going to top you at a lot of regional or NAT events, but you might be able to top out at a locals for sure by catching people off guard with this Daz Bones, especially all these Gravity Blades and the Gum Gums. You can even add another Gum Gum if you wanted to, but if I was to change anything about this deck, I added another Sanji's Pilaf. I think having that turn 3 is really good. And then the one thing I would really change is drop this down to 2 and put in 2 puddings, because when you're in a battle where you need to just remove cards from the opponent's hand, and you have to do it by swinging, and you don't have the biggest bodies on board because you have to build them on your later turn. It's really nice to have pudding, because it's just that really good card rip. It's really good for Black Yellow Luffy. Can really be good for like a Reiju or a Dofi. So that card is really necessary, as opposed to this Searcher, not as necessary, just due to the fact that you have so much draw engine in this deck with the Daz Bones, and then drawing back from Missile Sunday, the Sanji's Pilaf, Kaido. There's a lot of different ways to draw, and if you really want to get technical, technically this is a draw, but you can't see anything because we don't run a Brokework event. But the main focus is the fact that the Daz Bones draws you a lot and really sets you apart, especially with the ability to increase its power with every 2 events in the trash. So overall, definitely a great deck. A couple things you can edit here and there. I'd say it's a good baseline. I'll keep editing the deck as I go forward because I will continue to play Croc. I think it's fun, it's enjoyable. Other than that, I hope everybody has a good time with it. And yeah, thank you so much. And make sure you leave a like and subscribe. Bye now.